Hello, welcome to another blog with me, Lauren, the Study Skills Advisor here at Yungarendi, and today we're talking about academic expectations. Your lecturers and your tutors will have certain expectations of you, and these will differ from what you might be used to if you've just come straight from high school or if you've come from the workplace. They also might differ from discipline to discipline, which just makes things even more confusing. So hopefully I can break some of this down for you today to make it a little bit easier as you transition to university. Number 1, you will attend lectures and tutorials. Attendance and participation is something that changes a little bit from topic to topic, but most lecturers should make their expectations clear to you on Flow or in the topic guidebook. It also changes whether you are doing a tutorial, whether you're attending a lecture, or whether you're attending a seminar. There's also a difference between participation and attendance. So I'm going to break all of this down for you, hopefully a little bit, and I'm also going to have some new content on it coming really soon, so watch out for that. Now, in terms of lectures, most lectures these days are recorded, and that means that many topics don't actually have necessary attendance requirements for lectures. Most tutors are happy for you to catch up with them online. However, there are some topics where lectures are compulsory to attend, so make sure you check your handbook because it should let you know whether or not this is the case. Most tutorials, workshops, labs and seminars do have compulsory attendance, and this is usually about 80% of the semester, unless you have a valid reason for missing class. Now, valid reasons include, of course, if you're sick and you've got a sick certificate to prove it, or if you have to miss some classes on compassionate grounds. Compassionate grounds is something that you can talk with your tutor about. If something has happened, make sure you just let them know about it, send them an email or catch them after class. Generally speaking, most tutors are willing to negotiate with you if there is some reason that you've need to miss class. If you're finding it difficult to negotiate with them, or if you think that they're not being very fair, come and see us and we can, your ISSOs can often step in, or Heath from Health and Counselling might be able to offer you some extra support if you think you need some leave for compassionate reasons. If you are an external student, obviously your attendance is going to be graded differently. Usually this means that you're expected to be watching your lectures online regularly and taking part in any online discussions that are taking place on Flow. Number 2, you'll be prepared and participate in class. Your lecturers and your tutors will not just expect that you attend class, they'll also expect that you participate in class. And this is a little bit different from just attendance. They'll also expect that you come to class prepared, having completed any compulsory readings or set activities for the week. Now, there is a little bit of a difference between required readings and recommended readings, by the way. So, again, your Flow or your topic guidebook should make this clear to you. If it is a required reading, it does mean you need to read it before class. And if it's a recommended reading, that these are generally extra supportive materials. You don't necessarily have to read them. If you've got time, that's great. And they can also be sources that are really helpful for you for your assessment if you need to do any research for an assignment. Now, when it comes to participation, as I said, this is a little bit different from just attending. Participation means that you're willing to engage and take part in class. This is generally what we do in tutorials, where it's not just one person standing at the front of the room lecturing to you or talking for the whole time. In tutorials, your opinion matters. Your tutors want to know that you've engaged with the lecture material and with the readings, and they want to hear what your thoughts are. It also might include doing problem solving or in-class activities, small group activities. So there's lots of different ways that participation can be used in the classroom setting, depending on what you're studying, obviously. If you do have any particular anxieties around participation, just firstly, know that participation doesn't necessarily always mean talking in front of a whole room full of people. It can also be taking part in online discussions on Flow or taking part in small group activities. But if this is a real issue for you, come and speak to Heath on our counselling team, and we might be able to help you out with some of those things. But don't panic is the important thing. Number 3, you will be an independent learner. Your lecturers and your tutors will also expect that you'll be able to manage your time and your study independently. This means that you'll plan and manage your own time, and you'll know when you have assessment coming, and that you will check Flow and your handbook to make sure that you're up to date with everything. And that if you don't know something, you'll just need to ask questions. It also means that if you're falling behind, if you need some extra time for assessment, like an extension, that you will just speak up and let your lecturers know. They often have hundreds, and I do mean literally hundreds of students sometimes. And so they might not realize if you're falling behind in the same way that like a teacher in high school may have. They also probably won't chase you up for work if you haven't submitted. But again, it doesn't mean the help's not available. I'm here with the study skills help, your ISSOs are here, and Heath from Health and Counselling is here. And they will also expect that you'll be active in your communication with them. And this means checking your emails regularly, because this is one of the primary means of communication here at Flinders. It also means that you're checking Flow and the online discussion forums regularly. These are the two main ways that your tutors and your lecturers are gonna like share information with you about upcoming assessment, or if there's any changes in anything in the topic. And so you are expected to be checking these regularly. If you don't and you miss a communication from them, they probably won't see this as an excuse. So just get used to checking your Flinders email every day. And finally, independent learning means that your tutors probably won't read drafts of your work. Sorry. However, that's why I'm here, okay? As a study skills advisor, I can help you if you're feeling really concerned about how to get started on an assignment, if you're not sure what a question is asking you, if you need some tips or advice on how you're doing so far. I can't help necessarily with the content, but I can definitely help to see if you're on the right track. And of course, there's YTP tutors. So if you're enrolled in the tutorial program, make sure that you take advantage of those. Plus, there's a student learning centre if you feel like you need some extra support. They are located in the library and it's a drop-in service. Number 4, you will conduct research and use the library resources. When you get an assignment, your tutors may or they may not provide you with readings to help you with your research. They probably expect you to do a large part of this research on your own, especially as you get further on in the semester and into second and third year topics. But this can be quite daunting if you've never done research before. The library is available and you can book an appointment with a librarian, and I encourage you to do so. I also encourage you to check out the library links to the Library World, which includes a bunch of really useful videos about how to get started in terms of doing research. It goes through things like what are different kinds of academic texts, how can you find academic texts, how do you use the library services. So do check those out. The link is posted below. Number 5, you will follow formal academic conventions in your assignments. Now, I don't want to freak you out about this one because, again, I have another more detail. Actually, I'm going to have a bunch of really detailed videos coming up about this. And this is actually going to be the main thing about what I'm going to talk about in these videos. Lots of different academic conventions. Now, when I talk about academic conventions, what I mean is academic language. So are you using like formal academic sentences and kind of signal words and phrases and all this kind of academic jargon that you're going to be overwhelmed with at first, but will eventually get used to, I promise. It also means the structure of your assignments. So for example, what's the difference between an essay and a report? Or what is a case study? Or what is a reflection? All of these types of writing will have their own particular structures and conventions, and you will get used to these over time. There are also a lot of guides available for you online. So if you're already feeling a little bit freaked out about it, I recommend that you go over to the Student Learning Centre Flow page, and there you can find a bunch of different guides that break down the expectations of each of these different kinds of academic texts. Or of course, wait for my videos. I'm going to be talking about all of them really soon, I promise, so don't freak out. Again, this is just the introduction. Don't get too worried yet. Number 6, you will be honest in your work and abide by academic integrity standards. If you're unfamiliar with the university's academic integrity policy, I recommend that you click on the link and watch the video. It's included in the blog below. It's a really easy to understand and quick video that kind of guides you through the basic principles of academic integrity. But in a nutshell, academic integrity is all about being honest in your work. Honest about what work is yours, what work belongs to others, referencing correctly, not colluding with other students, which means working too closely or copying another student's work, and of course, not cheating in your tests or exams. Don't freak out about it. You can catch up on everything you need to know about academic integrity if you follow that link. If you're feeling really concerned, we can have a chat about it. There are also lots of different referencing systems that you're going to have to get used to at university. Again, those student learning centered guides are really good for that. You can come and see me and we can go through it together because they're all a little bit different from each other. But once you get the basic principles of one, you should be okay with most of them. So don't freak out. Again, I feel like this whole video is just me telling you not to freak out because I'm here to help you, and so are all the other resources that I'm linking you to. Number 7. You will be respectful and act in accordance with Flinders University values and expect the same in return. Now, this one probably goes without saying, but your lecturers and your tutors will expect for you to be respectful of them and your fellow students. So this means like kind of basic etiquette things in the classroom, like making sure your phone's on silent. But more importantly, it means treating staff and students with the kind of respect that you would like to receive. As I said before, a lot of your tutorials will have like discussions about ideas and about content, and sometimes this can get a little bit contentious. Just remember that your fellow students are your fellow students. It's not a competition, and if they say something from the content that you disagree with, try not to make that a reflection of them. Now, most importantly of all, this means that no student at the university engages in behaviour that discriminates another staff or student on the basis of their race, their sex, their religion, their gender, their sexuality. Hopefully, I don't need to say this, but these are the expectations, and Flinders does have policies about this. Now, if you do think that you are the subject of discriminatory behaviour, there are places and people here to help you. Flinders University has equal opportunity advisors, and you can make a confidential appointment with one of those if you feel like the policies have been in breach. We also very strongly encourage you to come and see us, speak to your ISSOs, or to make an appointment with Heath in Health and Counselling. We are here to support you and to advocate for you. FUSA also has academic advocacy if you feel like a staff member is being unfair to you in terms of how they're grading your work. So please know that if you have any concerns about this at all, just speak up. Come and see us, okay? Because the university just doesn't tolerate it. And that's all for me in this video. I know I spent a lot of time telling you not to freak out. But that's because it's true. Don't freak out. These are just the 6 general expectations that I want you to just keep in the back of your mind. As I said, a lot of my videos and blog posts coming up very soon are going to cover all of this information in much more detail. This is just a teaser. So good luck, and I will catch you very soon.